Yeah, hi, baby. Don't ever come down. Please.
Demonetization.
Copyright
Yeah.
So
Public domain. Public domain. Now I'm snorting lines. Public domain. In public domain. I snort my public domain, baby. Something public domain. Public domain.
Okay, yeah, so there's that.
Nobody else's fault.
So don't do it. Freeze. So, yeah.
That's good, John Doe. Fair use.
Fair use.
Public
Exactly.
domain.
Welcome to a Grandmaster Flash review.
Oh, my God. We were just talking about those early 80s, and John whips out a Chuck Mangione song. What's it called? Feels So Good or some shit like this.
Yeah. Feels
And
so good.
I'm like, no, this is the song. This is the seminal song of my childhood and going out way too young and way too early.
Someone needs to put lyrics over that song. It's about time, right? Take that Chuck Mangione song or Herb Alpert's Rise, which Notorious B.I.G. used. And,
Okay, so hi everybody. Yeah, I got tired of wearing t-shirts. I'm almost running out of them. So I figured I'd try something new and put on like a normal top. So that's
Can
why.
we do an hour on Herb Alberts instead of?
We should.
I was so freaked when I found out Notorious B.I.G. sampled that. I was so freaked. I'm like, I'm just picturing him going through his mom's record collection and finding that thing.
My cargo.
I love that.
Am I frozen?
No,
you're moving. You're moving today.
I should be. I should be good. Yeah.
Well, you're
You're fine. Move on.
in and out.
You're good.
Jesus. Okay, so greetings, everyone. Welcome to another night of Howard Stern. To stop with the pointy boobs. That was so
Where's
the
where's
Madonna
Gary
out of
Puppet?
control yesterday that
pointy.
I actually, huh?
Nothing.
I'm so not pointy. I'm not pointy.
I'm
There's
just
no
messing with
point.
you.
here.
I know. I've met you. I know you.
I'm devoid of pointage. Okay, stop with the pointies. So.
Oh, Tiger Lily wants to know. Okay, that's Alec Baldwin in the Studio 54 era of his life when he was a busboy waiter or something at Studio 54, and
So skinny,
that
so
is,
cute.
he is coming out of NYU, I think, with that backpack on.
So I have a girlfriend
John
who grew
Stockton
up with that
shorts.
family and knew all of those boys growing up. And
In
her
Massapequa.
mother and his mother were really, really good friends. And actually, they both had breast cancer at the same time. And so the
Damn.
Baldwin boys did everything they possibly could because they love their mother.
Carol
Those
M.
Black
Baldwin.
Irish
Of course.
love their mother. And so they used to do like all sorts of like fundraisers and stuff like that for them. And they were in love with the Baldwin boys. I mean, everybody was like.
Well, it turns out William's the normal one. William's the guy with no controversy in his life,
That's
married
really
forever,
strange.
kids, there's never stories on him. Billy is the normal one.
Which one's
Yeah,
the one with-
David.
isn't-
I got a great Duchovny story. Can I tell you my favorite David Duchovny story real briefly?
Real quick.
About Stephen Williams, Captain Fuller from 21 Jump Street. We're going to have him on the Deppening. Says that David Duchovny tried to have the X-Files move to L.A. and they fired the whole Canadian staff and they can't stand him because
David
and then he
Duchovny
went
is
on to cheat
Canadian?
on his wife. He's the biggest asshole in the world.
David Duchovny?
Yes.
Oh, I know nothing about him. What did he
He's-
wind up doing after he did one amazing thing in
Showtime.
Zoolander? That's the last thing I remember seeing.
What's
him
the
in.
Showtime show again where he plays himself just hitting on chicks the whole time?
David Duchovny is a dick?
Yeah,
Live on Showtime?
Californication.
Yeah, Californication. where
Oh, I loved
he just plays
Californication.
himself.
He just
That
plays
was
himself.
actually
I
a
know.
good
It's really.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So here's what we're doing tonight. Here's
What are
what's
we
on the
doing?
list of stuff to review. It was a weird show today. I actually took a lot of clips. I'm surprised at how many clips I did take. But yes, Californication. Thank you,
Yes.
everybody
Was it
whose name
California?
begins with the letter
Can someone
D.
clear that up for us, please? Please post
What, baby?
that in the chat.
What?
I need to know if it was Californication.
Okay, you need to be a little bit louder because you're a little low.
Yeah, I know.
You're a little low for me. Sorry.
Okay, well.
Okay, there. I put you
No,
louder.
no big loss.
Okay, so yes, we're gonna have the big PlayStation 5 drawing later. Here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Make it rain, make it rain.
Xavier is the
Oh
type
my
of guy who
God.
gets the system the day it comes out. You always are ahead of everybody in all things video games.
I haven't even
I've
seen
never
one in
owned-
person this time around.
I've
Here it
never
is.
owned. I've never owned a video
I'm always too
system
low.
in my
Here it
entire
is.
life.
Oh my
Oh,
god, I
that
might
is-
join. I might enter the contest. Fix
There is
it.
no contest.
I'm gonna fix it like China fixed Yao Ming's starting center in the all.
There you go.
You know it's gonna sit on my floor for like, I don't
10
know,
years.
10 years. I've had the Transformer there for now what? How long ago did we get the Transformers?
Transformer.
It's been like the middle of December, so it's been a month and a half.
It's only a month and a
I
half.
literally untaped it and just left it on the floor.
I haven't even. No, yeah, mine's
I
still in
can't.
the
I
process.
don't
haven't
dare
even-
open
I
it.
Can't.
I feel like it's gonna fall off of
How do
something.
you play with a $2,000 toy?
Yeah, I know.
I haven't either, David C. I've never
Why?
won anything in
Well.
my life. He said I've never won anything, like from a football pool to.
No.
Oh, I'm actually pretty lucky that way. I tend
You
to.
are.
I tend to get lucky on shit like that. Just as
I won an iPad 1 before they even came out.
well, didn't you also
was a
win
bit of a
like the
stumble.
Far Side?
I did. I won the full collection of Far Side from Gary.
Wow.
That's
Gary
brilliant. I
Lawson.
would love to own that as well.
Yeah,
I think you
it's
should
pretty
give
dope.
that to me.
I think I've opened it up once because I'm afraid.
I
to
think
fuck
you
up
should give
there.
that to me.
It's pretty cool.
Just so you know.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Bon Jovial keeps telling me that there's a video ready, and I'm not really sure what that means, and I'm afraid to know. So,
We're playing it anyway.
Hey, G Canada.
Are we down? Are we down below 175? That's all I want to know.
Wait, there's a Bon Jovial 2-1.
I'm crying because this is so stupid.
This is incredibly stupid.
Okay, we're gonna explain all.
That was.
Right on.
Well, I'll never get that 30 seconds back ever.
So yesterday, Bon Jovial puts a clip up on the show saying that he has 186 followers or something like some bullshit number like that, and that he only needs 22 people to get over 200. So everybody started to unfollow him.
No. I said, oh, that's great. I'll just unfollow him now. And then everybody else started unfollowing.
It was so
I did
fucking
it on the
funny.
air. I usually just unfollowed him.
Tiger Lily's like, okay, I'm gonna follow him just so I can unfollow him right now. It was just so dickish,
fun.
honestly.
There's
It was
something
just-
wrong in the universe when he has 200 followers and JD has 200,000 followers.
He doesn't have 200
It's just not
followers.
a fair
Oh,
way.
I'm crying.
Doesn't.
Wait, how many followers does Bon Jovial have?
I don't know. Let me go. Let's go.
Is it
let's
186?
Let's go look. No, it's less than it. I gotta go find him now because remember I'm not following him.
Okay, so here's what we're doing tonight. Oh, he's 4 people away, says Sin Luhu. Okay, everybody
Gee.
try and go follow Bon Jovial 2, at Bon Jovial 2 on Twitter. Maybe I'll even throw something out there for him. But then it wouldn't be as much fun when he makes a video.
199.
Oh, he's at 199?
It's gonna be
Drum roll.
lucky 200.
Gee, if I
Oh.
didn't unfollow him, he would have been 200.
Oh
Oh,
my God, as soon as he reaches, check it, Dennis, as soon as he reaches 200, let's unfollow him.
I haven't followed him yet. I can follow him, then unfollow him.
Unfollow Bon Jovi.
Oh, I went to the dentist today and got my
thank God.
filling in my crown.
Okay,
it's
so
a
everything's
permanent one.
okay?
No Novocaine. Went right in there with the drill. No Novocaine. It was great.
Really?
Well, it's a
That's-
root canal tooth, so it's fine.
That takes balls.
Well,
Look
yes,
at
it does,
this.
doesn't it? You know, not all of us.
10% content, 90% sewing circle. Circle Hen Talk.
Dennis, I just saw something on the website. Beth's dad billed you 5 times for that visit.
I think he did.
Medicare.
See, Bon Jovi,
Congratulations.
look at how you do the self-promotion within our podcast. You're not even on it. And
too
you're doing all
lazy
this
to
self-promotion.
unfollow
Okay,
Bon
now
Jovi.
unfollow him.
Ami O.
Keep him at 199 Bond.
I'm too lazy to unfollow.
I can't follow you, Bond, says Tiger Lily. No stern content on my timeline. Twitter is my safe space.
Ah.
I'd be really curious what type of people a Tiger Lily follows on
I would too. That's a great question.
on Twitter.
I would too.
Deere,
Oh yeah, that should be that'd be very fascinating.
Does she
actually.
follow like Carvel or
Carvel,
John Deere,
Drake's Cakes.
Bambini
Demons.
Fertilizer
I
Company.
remember I tweeted Golden Corral telling that Tim
Gino's-
Sabian's taking us there for lunch.
Geno's or
And then he
Pat's.
tweeted us.
Joanne's and Michael's?
Joanne's and Michael.
Oh, hang on. That's cross pollinating.
Al.
Goodyear tires.
Like Winn-Dixie or
Winn-Dixie.
Publix.
Publix, but only the sandwich area.
Publix Deli.
She represents 50% of Applebee's followers.
Oh my God! Yeah, we're gonna leave Tiger Lily alone, but she started. She refuses to
Wiggly.
follow the
Oh,
bond.
that's
Piggly
that's awesome.
Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah,
That
that's
great.
the southern. That was the
that's
Kentucky
amazing.
supermarket. And I went to Murray.
Look, two
State.
people said Piggly Wiggly in a row.
Oh, Tiger Lily, you don't have to tell us.
Hi,
never
welcome to
thought
the
We already know.
Wiggly Wiggly family. Tiger.
3 people said Piggly Wiggly. Oh, this is killing me. Okay, so yeah,
Zaxby's
we're gonna
chicken.
try Zaxby.
That's me some good chicken.
Zaxby.
I got one down the street from me.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Anybody remember TSS?
Yes, Times Square stores.
Times Square
Of
stores.
course. There was the TSS, Johnny, on Metropolitan Avenue. in Queens.
Popeyes. There we go. She has taste.
Now the
Popeyes.
question is, does she follow checkers or rallies?
Does she follow Britney Spears?
Ah.
I had a friend Neil who was a chronic shoplifter, and he goes, when they call themselves Seedmans, he used to steal from TSS all the time, and he goes, I'm going to steal twice as much. You call yourself Seedmans? That's going to stop me. I'm going to shoplift twice as much.
Wow.
It was so easy to shoplift back in
I
the
know.
day, though. Seriously.
It was.
Ah,
No.
so much fun. You could get away with shit. I got caught shoplifting in TSS.
Nice.
Seriously?
Wow.
Hooper
Is that
said
true, Hooper?
That's amazing. So Xavier,
don't
so
think
you know
Winona
what
Ryder would
TSS
get
is? TSS is Times Square stores, and they were kind of like.
What'd you compare it to today?
Well, I'm trying to compare it to something in California so that he can get the.
Hey, G Canada is going to Popeyes right now.
Oh, jealous.
I know.
Very
Hopefully,
jealous of
get the
that.
rice and beans, man. Get the rice and beans. It's the way to go.
I'm trying to think of what TSS is even like, and I can't really, for the life of me.
God, I haven't been in one in.
Well, they're not around anymore.
That's
so-
what I mean. It's been forever. I don't.
Hooper, what did you steal?
Yeah, I would like to
game
know.
Software, hardware?
I stole from the ABC stores that were on the corner of
No, you're
Metropolitan
joking.
Avenue and Graham Avenue, and
How old were
Oh,
you?
Graham.
I was probably
Sonny
like
Black.
10 or 11, and it was just lipstick. It was like mood lipstick that changed colors when you put it on. But
Yeah.
it always wound up being like green.
Black? Oh.
And no black, and they chased me out, and I quickly ran down the subway station, and I jumped the
Oh.
turnstile, and I was hiding like there used to be bathrooms in the
Yeah.
yeah, and I
The
hid
Warriors.
right
No,
by the
there's a scene in the Warriors where they go in the bathroom.
I hid right by the bathroom, and I thought I got away with it, and I came coming back up the stairs because where am I going? I don't even have any money on me. And he took me by the wrist like really, really hard, and I was like, "Ah, shit, busted."
It's the J train.
The L train, and they called
right,
my
the L.
mother, and I got in a little trouble. But yeah, I don't think I stole again until I have such a
Again?
great Yeah, I have such a. I'm Puerto Rican. What do I do?
Dang.
I have such. No, Dine and Dash is not stealing. What?
Yes, it is. Dine and Dash is stealing.
Dine and Dash is definitely stealing. But you know what?
100%
As long as
worse.
you're the first person out the door, it doesn't matter.
It's
It's
probably
just like
worse.
the
all
last
the work
one.
that goes into it.
See, when you do that type of thing, it's just like surviving a lion. As long as you're not the last person, you're okay.
That's exactly right. That's
Yes.
exactly right.
If the subway were coming at the exact time you see it in movies all the time, shot in New York, would you have jumped the turnstile and gotten on the subway?
Wait, what? Say that again?
If the subway was coming exactly when you ran into the terminal,
1000%.
would you have hopped the turnstile and jumped in?
1,000%. I would have just
Yeah.
gone to Larmer Street, the next stop, and walked home. No big
Every
deal.
effing movie and TV show, the subway just happens to be
Of
coming.
course, the train
when
is
you're
always
running from
coming.
the,
But
Turnbull
for a
Hastings.
10-year-old jumping the turnstile, Monique, there's no train. There's no train. It's just the big giant deaf guy at ABC. And it was a shit store. You know, it's the place where you went to just because your mother says go and buy, like,
Yeah.
you ran out of, like, shampoo and you just bought, like, the shittiest shampoo because you couldn't afford G. Your hair smells terrific or something fun like that. Yeah, that's the way it was.
Dude Emporium.
okay.
Dude Emporium.
All right.
So here we go. So what we're doing today, I have it on my phone because I can't remember all of our clips, but it's a lot.
It is a lot. I saw that and I went,
It was
wow.
shockingly
Am
a
I gonna
lot.
get any sleep tonight?
Okay, Xavier said he can't make it tonight. Just so you know, I just got a text from him.
Okay,
so-
guys.
he's just not
Yeah.
here. Figment of our imagination at this point.
Okay, so what we're going to start with is just
Full
a
context for
stupid.
that, please.
Yeah, just a little stupid one, and it's just the thing we hate the most about Howard. So let's all talk about the fact that the first thing he does is take a phone call from a guy who wants to know what his desert island discs are. And then conveniently enough, and I hate these calls because these people stay
mean
on
the
the
fake
phone for
calls?
like a half hour.
Fake.
Which are
Fake
always
calls?
the fake calls.
Fake,
and
fake,
so he stays on for a half hour, and conveniently enough, he has a game for him as well.
Oh, God.
Yes.
But this clip, and don't mind that it skips around a little bit because I was just trying to get one thing out of it, and this is what it is. So here we go. Hang on. Hopefully this works. Because you know me. Because you know how this, every day is our first show. I'm skipping around, just so you know.
You're doing this on purpose?
Well, this is Howard's Dead Air.
Oh, this is awesome.
Zeppelin. How much do we hate when he says
I can't
Led
hear
Zeppelin?
anything.
Yeah, we're not hearing
that,
it.
that didn't work at all.
We're not hearing anything, Mo.
There was
Oh.
probably
Like I was
25
saying,
seconds
that was-
of nothing.
Oh, that's because Bon Jovial had to come on with his 200 subscribers and cut mine out of the.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now I'm gonna have to start it from here. God damn you.
What are the three best Al Peppers or Revolver?
Wow.
You know, actually, I mean, Rubber Soul too, but fucking Doors Off. The second Led Zeppelin album, with Heartbreaker, into Livin', Lovin' Made, into like he could almost recite the entire album. Every song is fucking great. Like
Led
See, with the
Zeppelin.
cursing, you can't every other word.
Zeppelin.
You know what? When I try not to curse is when I realize that he curses so much.
Oh, he
Yeah.
curses so
You can't
much.
do
It's
this show
bad.
with him. He curses every other word. You can't.
So the
Cursing
gist of this
thing.
is he's telling us how great Led Zeppelin was? Is
No,
that the-
Led Zeppelin
Zeppelin.
2. Zeppelin. Led
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin 2.
He always says Led Zeppelin.
I mean, not, and I love that he thinks that people want his opinion on 50-year-old music. I mean, Jesus Christ. First of all, it's not even their best album, and because he's just an idiot, and it's like, but it's also 50 years old. Who cares?
Nobody cares, babe.
Nobody cares.
Aren't we supposed to be all mortified by the plagiarism and them stealing
Hey, it's
all their
Beanie
out?
Mac.
That's there he is, black guy. The back office must have a list of favorite albums. He had a good post today in the thread about Jason Ellis.
Okay, we're gonna get to that later on because Johnny sent me something last minute, and one of our listeners actually sent me a clip today too because I did not listen to the Johnny Knoxville interview. But it was just like a really weird
I
kind
didn't
of
either.
clip.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
Jonathan Blitt is an asshole. Jonathan Blitt still sucks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We should never know his name I mean, seriously,
It's really
that's a
not
human
worth our
you should
time.
never know.
Never speak it again. Matter of fact, let me take that off of the page so that we don't even see it there. No more Jonathan Blood. Okay, so our next clip is him talking about Gary, because Gary had done his They Call Me Baba Booey book, and while he was talking about the book, he was doing also a Desert Island Disc thing, and he said, as everybody knows, obviously, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band would be, and Howard, just for some reason, it just like touched some bizarre nerve in him that he was actually like, I feel genuinely upset. Like,
No.
who the hell are you, Gary? Like, nobody knows you. Nobody cares who you are. Why would you say everybody knows?
So
He went on for like 15 minutes. Go, Dan.
It was to kill 15 minutes. Literally, that's all that was to kill 15 minutes. Because at the end of 15 minutes, Gary goes to him. Well, at the beginning of the book, I was talking about all the Bruce Springsteen stuff and how I saw him, and I referenced back to that later in the book, and Howard went, "Oh yeah," and that was it. They killed 15 minutes just
beating
with
the
nothing.
crap out of him.
With nothing.
Howard and Springsteen is one of the strangest relationships.
Absolutely.
And I'm trying
Non-relationship.
They met each other at a party a few times. So Springsteen's actually friends with Artie. He was one of his guardian angels when he was going. So Artie knows Steven Van Zandt, and who's the other guitarist? Not I can't think of his Lofgren.
Niels Lofgren.
Niels Lofgren. So Artie's really good friends with them, and he hooked Springsteen up with Artie to give him like a pep talk when he was going through his stuff. Clarence Clemens has been on the show.
He went to see Bruce on Broadway twice.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's that. So, but he can't, and Springsteen has his own Sirius channel, but he can't somehow, with all these people, and Zoss Rapin and Gary working on it all year, can't get him on that show. It is unbelievable that just.
Do you really think they tried that hard?
No, they don't. They don't try hard at all.
I think that's all Gary thinks about.
And if Bruce doesn't have a
Zoss.
promotion going on with Sirius, which are the only two guests that Howard has had on since in 45 days.
Is that true, Mike Oxlittle? Springsteen's kid is an actual Jersey City fireman?
Yes, he is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's crazy. I'd never seen nepotism go
I
that
saw a
direction.
picture of that when he graduated from fireman school or whatever the hell it is. I love Molly Ringwald. I'm so glad lawn chairs are everywhere. They're everywhere, and my mind describes them to me. Okay, we're going to get everyone knows.
Sounded like Benatar.
You're out of
Only
sync.
to me.
Kidney stones.
And I love scotch. You know that already, so I don't even put it in the book.
Oh,
And I have toe fungus, but you knew that already. Can you imagine the nerve that he thinks that's like if David Letterman's producer wrote a book, and as you all know, I'm a Bruce Springsteen fan, and I enjoy pickleball. That's my new hobby, pickleball. Get the fuck
I love
out of here.
nuts, but not the peaty ones. You know that.
Yeah. As you all know, I went to Adelphi University. First, no one knows you.
So upset.
Does Howard miss the whole point that Letterman didn't have his producer
kidney stones.
90% of his content for 20 years?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
he doesn't get that. He doesn't,
He doesn't get
understand
that, right?
No, he doesn't
That
get that at all.
essentially Letterman didn't drag out his producer, humiliate him for 20 years, and then all of a sudden go, why should anybody care about you?
Instead
Exactly.
he used interns and PAs to do that.
Like that part, that little tidbit is lost on Howard.
It's just slightly. 79 IQ.
I see that I'm freezing a little bit, and I don't know why.
That's
but
fine.
Nothing I can do
Whose
about
book is more ambitious, Gary's awful book or Howard's book?
They're both horrible.
Gary's
No,
book's better than Howard's.
Jan-
They're both horrible.
Jan Hines.
They're both horrible, but if Gary's is a 2, Howard's is a 0.5.
Yeah.
Then what's Jan Hines?
0.5.
Yeah, exactly.
it. I don't know, but Jen Hine didn't write an autobiography.
I know it was worse. It was about
It was
his
worse.
take
It was
on
about food
hot,
he doesn't eat.
Exactly.
It's about a meat patty with no condiments on bread.
Exactly.
It's basically what it is. The balls on anyone to think that he would be an expert in anything is shocking to me.
That's the power of the Buckwald organization to get talentless twats book deals and TV shows.
Well, you know what
It
I
was-
heard, and Mr. Whiskers was actually going to tell us this.
Uh-oh.
There's some really there's some really good shit around the corner, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Whisker-wise, you talking about?
Whisker stuff.
Yeah, Whiskers is
Yeah.
going to work
Soon.
on some stuff as soon as he, as soon as that fever lifts. Okay, so then he continues on with the whole, nobody knows who you are thing, and this little tidbit of lie, which I thought was like kind of spectacular as well. So let me just play it. Hold on, hopefully it plays. Let's see. Nope. I'm getting there. I swear to God.
It's maddening. It's absolutely
He keeps
maddening.
saying it's maddening, like all day.
Maddening.
I've explained this concept to you. Know that most of our audience thinks I work with Robin Givens.
Most of my
Now, Robin has been with me for 500 years. The name Quivers is every day I say Robin Quivers over and over again. And still, the audience thinks I work with Robin Givens. And I've
they told me
explained it.
that. It's not
Right.
that they get us confused. I'll go
Right.
out and they'll say, "Oh, it's Robin Givens."
Right. Now, Robin understands this because, she's intelligent. I say to Gary, people don't know.
Okay.
He's. Let me. I didn't listen to the show today. He's talking about They Call Me Baba Booey.
Yes.
Right? Who wouldn't buy the book that's not a fan of the show and a super fan of Gary and the show? Yeah, he's allowed to say, of course, I'm a Springsteen fan. Yeah, that's exactly what you.
No, but the whole point
What is
was
so
he's
hard
talked about
this?
Bruce Springsteen throughout the entirety of the book.
That's who he
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
That's his bullshit.
So-
that's his BS world. That's Gary's. Why wouldn't he say that?
I'm more intrigued about how he thinks anybody thinks he works with Robin Givens. I mean,
Exactly.
that is, come on.
He's
Nobody.
comparing the fans who would buy Gary's book to casual fans of the show who think Robin Quivers is Robin Givens.
No, there's no one that thinks Robin
First
Givens
of all,
works on
Nobody
the show.
does. Not at that level of any idiot who would buy Gary's book is not. thinking
No,
that.
there aren't. Like, I posted this in the thread. There are not enough listeners anymore, and especially not enough new listeners for anybody to think that Robin Givens works on this show.
Right.
There are
Yeah.
not enough listeners on the show anymore.
Maybe in the '90s you might
Who,
think that
who
when
under
you're
40
learning the
knows
stuff.
who Robin Givens even is anymore?
Who under 40 knows who Howard
who
Stern
Howard
is?
is.
Well, that
I
goes
mean,
I
without
mean,
saying.
really, what are we talking about? This is like ridiculous. It's a ridiculous conversation. He was just
Anybody in
basically
the
trying
chat,
to say,
anybody
Yeah,
in
go
the
ahead.
chat who's under 40, if that's possible in here, under 45. When he talks about Led Zeppelin, what do you think? Do you
Zeppelin.
care? Like, have you
Zeppelin.
ever cared? Do you even? When is that they ever registered? Are you completely just zoned out? I mean, I don't. Dinosaur Rock is the worst radio. Dinosaur Rock Talk is maybe the worst radio. I mean, he just keeps outdoing himself with what the worst radio is. But Dinosaur Rock may be my least favorite thing that he fixates on.
Beanie Mac.
Because
Beanie
of
Mac,
the
there are
nature of
people
what
on
a
here
poser-
under 40. You would be surprised. We're always surprised when somebody like David, the violinist.
There's Radio Gaga. Radio
Isn't he like
Gaga.
33 or something?
Yes, he's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
precocious
He
little-
does that, and Radio Gaga's under
virtuoso.
40.
See, no, you'd be surprised. Mr. Kacheksik is under
Yes,
40.
he's an
and-
interesting cat. I like.
Oh,
the
he
cat.
is. I would love to do a
I've
one-on-one
always
with
liked
him.
him.
43 and fuck Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, that's too young for
Under
Led Zeppelin.
40. Ooh.
See? You see, people come here because they are
Wait,
like
sing
us.
the Who. She wins. 29.
Is she only? Wow, she's only. a lot
No,
of
you are
precocious
not.
Wait, she was 29. Yeah, she's had anniversaries.
She's a Ralph Macchio 29.
Do you guys not see what's going on here? Is that
What's going on here?
Howard
Ah, that's a great line.
Howard
to me.
only wants to talk about stuff when he was a teenager. He only
yeah.
wants people to think of him as a teenager. He doesn't want anybody to there's stuff going on in his life right now that would be kind of interesting, like him facing his mortality, the fact that he has a phobia of being thought of as a grandfather, the fact that he is now facing fucking two parents with 2 feet in the grave.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that he could talk about now that would be somewhat interesting. Like how much do you have to pay a private chef to to make
Yeah,
you soup every
exactly.
night. There's so
I've
much
been
stuff
saying this on this show for
there's so many
5 years at
tidbits
least.
that Howard is cheating his audience out of by constantly reverting back
Insisting
to
that
conversations from 20, 30 years ago.
He is.
So he wants people to think, oh, he's talking about music. Well, talk about what's like to be facing 70 and knowing that you're going to outlive your wife, that your wife is going to outlive you by 30 years. Like, why does he talk about
I wouldn't say that.
What race will Beth go with the day after he's buried?
We're only going to get the.
I don't
And
know.
there's so
I-
much interesting stuff that he could actually be talking about that would be, maybe
We're only going to
alternate.
get the private helicopter
But it's always
protocol.
talking about let's talk about stuff from from the 80s, the 70s. It's such a ripoff to the audience who would actually kind of be interesting to listen to.
Let's read what David just said. I think the Dinosaur Rock guests and references are also a weird deflection for the 90s fans to not notice how his sexual harassment of his male
Yep.
staff has amped
Agreed.
up over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I will argue that Beefus will not outlive him. Honest to God, there's no way that thing
It'll
lives
be
that
interesting.
long.
From what, an ephedra heart attack?
No,
Well,
look at it.
She's 18. She's 18 years younger than him.
Yeah,
right?
he's
Doesn't
like
matter.
he's like a dying Great Dane. Seriously, there's just no way.
Okay.
There's no way he outlives her.
Fair enough, Dennis. Who will she have sex on when he's lying in bed, being too fed? Who's she gonna screw on top of his still beating heart body?
Manuel, the pool boy.
Yes.
While his eyes are darting furiously
Darting
underneath
back and
those
forth,
tan
yes.
glasses, and he can't
Well,
talk.
he's looking at Manuel.
When they accidentally knock the IV out of his
Nacho.
arm.
Melvin said, "X, the answer is me."
There you go.
The only way you're going to get insight on Castle Gayskull is me driving to it. And the only way you're going to find the helicopter and that whole protocol is Monique going there to the launch site on 38th and 12th, whenever you go back to New York, to show you that whole.
But John, do you remember?
protocol.
You remember Howard saying that he invented reality TV?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
I mean,
The Osbournes.
Literally, what's one of the most popular reality shows right now is the Housewives of whatever.
Yeah.
You know, he can do them 1,000 times better by true, just ridiculous wealth being squandered on nothing.
Right.
It's like remember towards the end of the Osbournes, it was just basically a camera following an incoherent Ozzy, like trying to find the bathroom. Oh, Sharon was the best.
Yep.
That would be Howard's.
Well, he
life.
takes
Like,
credit for the Osbournes.
Yeah,
but
I
just
know.
to give
It's like
context,
him-
just to give years to people, because
Howard-
I'm into this. I've gone over this on the show a bunch of times. The first reality show, in terms of what this setup is The Real World, that came out in 1992. Howard stole it from The Real World. The E Show did
The
not
Real
come out
World
until
is all the way.
1993. So there's no
Yeah.
reality anything. There's no Osbournes. There's no Kardashians without The Real World, and those people didn't make a cent. Real World New York and Los Angeles and San Francisco and Seattle. They didn't make a cent. That's the birth of reality TV. Howard's taking credit for The Real World.
John, you mean to tell me you wouldn't watch a show with 44 minutes of Consuela leading Howard
I
by the
totally
arm,
would.
trying to
I've
find
said
the-
this-
trying to
I've
find
said this on the
the
show
master wig room.
1,000
that.
times. The only thing that can make that guy interesting is embracing the Monique,
Dude,
which is it's
no,
less, it's
no,
more
no,
than
no,
it's less
no.
than 1%, right? He's a what percent?
He's
0.5%, right?
0.5%.
0.0. Yeah,
No, this-
0.5.
He's
That's how
not
you
the
shoot it.
0.1 because
You
that's
ready?
like the Bezos and people like that.
Yeah,
He's like
but
0.5.
He's close.
0.5.
You shoot that at 120 frames a second. You have Consuela wake him up, lead him by the arm, and they try to find which room has all his wigs in. And
Yeah.
then what you do is it'll probably be like a 2-hour process, and then you speed it up and you put that Benny Hill music behind it. Fucking,
And then you mush up like some
Pure
ground
ratings
almond
gold.
butter for him so that
And
he
it-
can eat.
yep.
You
then
know what?
go-
Actually, that would be sad and pathetic. I would actually
It
never
would be.
watch that.
Oh, I
Do
would
they
watch
have-
every second of it.
Do they
I
have
would too.
Beefus?
I
Did
say
they
it
have
all the
Beefus?
time.
Did that Beefus calling for Consuela to clean up the cat poop? Consuela, the box. The box
You know what though?
stink.
By the time Howard is in that shape,
You mean
hopefully she'll
2
have
years ago.
inherited a lot of his
2
money, and
years
she'll
ago?
have like 6 Consuelas.
Do you not remember him being led down that stairs?
Oh, he's sad.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
feeble old lady.
Yes, we recall
I
that.
mean,
That's why I say he's like a dying
I'm-
Great Dane.
Howard Stearns now makes Mother Teresa look like Joe Weider.
Joe Weider. Wow, great
Wow.
reference.
Joe
Sounds like a
Weider.
wrestling magazine guy, right? With like he was the original
send away
vitamin
for
milk
that
or something.
90-pound weakling kit.
Kick him in the sand. Kick him with sand at the beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Weider.
All right, so I'm going to go on a little bit because we can talk about
Oh, yes, you can.
Howard and the fact that Beth says he's not Jesus because apparently
love
his
this.
mother's
I love
having
this
some
clip.
issues. So let's dive into that a little bit, and let me play this for you right now.
Gave away the punchline.
Oh, it's really not the punchline.
Mwah.
Drives me crazy. Everything drives me
He
crazy.
said that like 7 times today.
Yes, he did.
I had a rough day.
Fake anger.
My mom wasn't feeling well, so she calls me, and I got to solve all those problems. I wrote Robin about it last night a little bit, but
How's she doing? Is she okay?
she's okay. She's not okay. She's
old.
quite frankly, she's miserable.
What a victim.
I wish I
Yeah,
could
it
wave a
sounds
magic
like
wand.
A lot of things are bothering her lately.
I know. And Beth said to me, you're not Jesus Christ. You can't fix your mother. And I'm like, but I kind of am Jesus Christ. I my mother thinks I am.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus
So-
Christ, like how he helped Scott's wife when she was dying of cancer.
Yeah, exactly. He tried to heal her.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he does the Christ pose when he comes out.
Yeah.
so,
There you go.
Absolutely. First of all, I don't think Beef has ever actually said that to him. That's in his mind. He's thinking that.
Jesus Christ. Like anybody would say that to someone. The words that come out of his mouth are just like shocking to me.
They're insane. they're insane.
There's
This is a
only
lunatic.
5 words that Howard hears from Beth's mouth. And it usually is "Get off me, old man."
Your wig smells. Oh.
Can you
It's
imagine
Al
those two having
Cervix.
sex with each other because they
No.
have that classic
I
thing
can't.
where
I
they
can't.
don't
Actually,
want to
there's-
see
there's
each other's
actually-
asses?
There's videos of that on YouTube, right? It's just look up praying mantis mania.
They will not look at each
Wait a minute.
other's asses.
Have
Like,
you ever seen a picture of them actually touching?
Well, they do that. They do
Just
that
in
head
drag.
pose.
They're not touching
thing.
though. They're not touching. You
No.
could actually put a piece of paper between them. They're not touching. So yeah.
Can you blame him? I mean, Howard's skin has the consistency of an ashtray.
Yeah, totally. It's disgusting. she'll be putting cat puzzles together next to a giant gaudy fireplace until he croaks after retirement. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so the
Yeah,
next clip
right.
we're going to play is
Howard's last words will be to Beth will be like, "What's with the pillow?"
okay, so he
that's the answer.
So my next clip is a little bit of a long one, and I don't know, it's a little bit passive aggressively talking about Joe Rogan and how seriously happy he is for Joe Rogan, which I don't believe for a second. I think this started with Neil Young not wanting his music played on
Neil who?
Spotify.
And that's what
if they
Spotify
were
just
going
said.
to keep Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Spotify's answer. Neil who? Okay.
Neil, exactly. There's not a single
Who
Neil
you?
Young song we haven't all heard 5,000 times. So, and plus their $100 million man's not going anywhere. He's good for
no.
business for them. So that's not happening. Listen, could it be any worse than us complaining about Howard and people not doing anything about it and not caring and Sirius not caring? I mean, really, what's the difference?
Well, at least Rogan puts an effort to it. We're complaining because this guy's a lazy bastard that's basically stealing money.
Yes, he is.
I mean, so there's a little difference.
Let's hear his fond words for
Fond
his
words.
Friend Joe Rogan, shall we? Hang on a second. Let's get this baby playing, if I can. You know me.
Monique.
What?
The
Play it
bearded
at
pelican-
You do
Anti-vax
know you always start talking just when I'm about to play a clip,
No,
right?
that's okay. Just play it. I was just here. I was searching for this the whole time.
What?
The bearded pelican had a great post about Howard's mom.
What?
Psychoanalysis. He writes in the mockery thread.
Okay.
He writes. The bearded pelican writes. Off Gabe Cloud, he writes. I took Psych 101, but I would remember decades ago, Wiggy Shrink us to be Freudian since everything in Howard's brain involves father anger and Oedipus complex,
Oedipus.
which he still hasn't grown out of. Bearded Pelican writes back, correct. It's it's an analyst technically. Freud is an important figure, but his actual methods are pseudoscience. I don't understand how this can help you. Your mom was overbearing. Once that established, the only value is knowing your cognitive bias and adjusting your actions. Howard has basically used psychiatry as a cure-all shield to shirk any and all responsibility. I can't connect emotionally because my mom is overbearing. I can't play basketball because my dad didn't teach me how. He can't even say, I can't see. I'm uncoordinated. I'm more interested in anal sex more than anything else, and that's more of a factor than his dad not teaching him. It's not his fault. He has no agency.
You're right. He has no agency. That's exactly right. I know I think that Peter Pelican, there's one or two other people who really are good at diving into psychoanalyzing Howard. They're actually really, really good at it. And that's very true. I mean, show of hands, how many people had overbearing mothers? It just is, and my mother was a gigantic pain in the ass.
Why haven't you called me, Mo? It's been 24
most of my
Wait, I just got off that phone call.
exactly.
Find me one Jewish prince that doesn't think his parents are overbearing.
Mother. It's the mother.
Long Island.
It's a mother. It's
Especially
always
mom.
the mother.
It's always the mother. All right, let me finish this clip.
Mother.
Rallies.
Yes, he's a hero at the anti. He's dead, unfortunately.
He's dead, but he's a hero to them.
And evident. Listen, I don't listen to Joe Rogan. I know Joe from 100 years ago. We're no longer friendly. We were friendly at one point. I didn't know what. I just knew him as the funny guy, as a comedian, and also as the host of. I knew him before he was on Fear Factor, actually. So I know that his podcast is very popular. They say. So
he gets 100 million for that. That's what stuck out.
They say. Because he doesn't follow him at all.
Doesn't he
right?
get like 10 million per episode? I mean, as followers, views.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, it's like it's not even close.
Well, that's just his YouTube. That's after he has played his show already on Spotify.
Yeah.
And then it's a couple of days old, and then he puts it up on YouTube. So, yeah, he's getting millions of views. Millions.
Howard, is Howard ever right? Has he ever actually predicted the future? Remember, from SIM cards to what was it? These other grandiose ideas that he's had. Has one of them ever come to fruition?
Howard 360.
No.
Whale cock.
October.
Yeah.
All right, let me finish the clip. Let me finish.
His.
To me.
What are these podcast
well,
people?
listen. I am for any performer who can get any money and get paid.
Sure.
You know how I feel about this.
Except
you know
Jason
how
Ellis
I feel.
And Jenny
Fire.
It's pretty obvious.
As you know, no surprise.
Yeah.
Fired
No
Turkey.
surprise here. I
Fired
support
Artie.
Joe Rogan getting 500 million. I mean, I'm happy for any young man or woman who can get paid
Fired Billy.
in show business, because so many people do not get paid.
Fired
And
Lisa.
so those that can, God bless.
Is this the same guy who said not more than a year ago that podcasts are bullshit?
Are losers.
And how they're losers.
It's not-
and
it's
how
not real radio.
It's
Same
not
guy.
real radio, and you got to come up the way I did. Basically,
this
being
is
King
what's
Baby.
happening, Mo.
What, babe?
Podcasts have now usurped radio as the most popular media for listening to content.
Yeah.
And now podcast is wiping their dicks on Howard's face, and now he's saying, "Well, I'm all for it now."
Yeah, exactly. Because he's out. He's basically out.
So wait, here's something very curious though. Sirius bought that podcasting platform.
They did.
It's kind of useless.
Yeah, but
and-
what they're doing is playing podcasts that I could get for free on.
Right,
my
exactly.
Apple.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's serious.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they don't use anything unique on there because they can't, because their biggest albatross won't let them, because Howard will not
You're
let
right.
them put talent on there.
Spot on.
And
I mean,
he's
was
too
that-
stupid. He's too stupid to put his show on it. He's on this lost satellite in space.
Dennis,
which is
that
hilarious.
Jason Ellis clip I gave Monique speaks to that immensely, what you just said. But
This
here's the
is,
thing that's got to be so satisfying to Rogan.
This is Netflix. This is Blockbuster refusing to buy Netflix.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
We've seen
that's
it a million times
good.
before.
That's really good. Here's what's got to be so satisfying to Rogan. Rogan's show, and I don't know if anybody follows his guest list, he basically, a majority of his guests are guests that the Stern Show wouldn't even,
Correct.
they wouldn't have him on the wrap-up show.
No.
They're not
And
an
a
A.
guy like Carrot Top they wouldn't even have Carrot Top on the wrap-up show, would have like 10 million views, and Kate Beckinsale on Howard on YouTube gets what, 100,000? So
Yeah.
that's got to be like Joe Rogan can have Carrot Top on and outdo any A-lister Howard thinks he's associated with. Or
The
Ari
bottom line
Shaffir,
is
whatever
Joe-
comedian can't get on the Stern Show.
The bottom line is, like him or not, Joe Rogan is not lazy. He busts ass. He constantly is putting out a new
He
product
works.
where Howard will take the summer off. How many
I would
weeks?
think-
How many months
Summer.
did he take off last year? During
2
the summer?
months. He
Yeah.
took 2
months.
months off.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
forget
So
about
does-
the summer.
He thinks that the world's gonna stop and wait for him to come back.
Oh, wait,
Those days are gone.
Xavier,
They're
think
gone,
about
buddy.
this. Think about
You are-
this year so far.
At
He's
this
done.
point, Howard is just a dinosaur looking for the tar pit. That's it. Nothing more.
But think of it this way: it is January 25th. He has done 10 shows so far.
So have
this year.
we.
And this is like, isn't this a busy time of the year?
Yes, it is. He's busy up until February, and then he takes some time off. Then he has spring break because he has to have
Yep.
spring break.
I gotta
Easter
go to Cabo,
break,
boss.
spring break.
I'll go as far. I think he got so jealous of Rogan just doing the show from home that this is brought on.
Correct.
One of the
agreed.
reasons he refuses to come in the studio because he wants what everybody else has, and he wants that I also do it from home, and I get paid just as much as Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why one of the reasons he won't come in the studio. But I think
I will
to-
tell
to
you the
make
only
what-
thing that Sirius has that is sort of interesting is
Sim
they have a
cards?
whole bunch of Marvel podcasts. So they have something called Wastelanders, and they have like Wastelanders, Hawkeye, Star Lord, and they're just kind of fun backstory podcasts, which I think are a really fun thing that they do. And then basically all they do is they take from like their Comedy Central and put those on as stand-ups, as like full stand-ups, and then everything else, as far as I can see, are things that pretty much you can get anywhere.
Ooh, $1.99. Make it rain.
make it rain.
Ring your bell, ring your bell.
Well, Mo, I mean, what?
I wish I had a bell.
Ding,
Ring
ding.
your bell.
Mo, but you got moving forward because that's something Howard never does is think forward. What does he think's going to happen when Starlink internet is available globally and people can now listen to internet content anywhere they go? I
It's
mean,
already
what's that
at
going
that
to do to
point, I
satellite
think.
radio?
He
Well,
doesn't
he's
know.
shielded from all statistics, so
Yes.
he can play
Oh, no,
stupid that he
no,
doesn't know
listen,
what the
he
views
can-
are,
he can-
and he
he
doesn't
can
know
be
who's
the-
listening to what, because that's how he keeps everybody down. You
No,
can't.
but I
I'll take a
mean-
guy like Pat McAfee, for Christ's sake. Pat McAfee, a punter for the Colts, has millions and millions of views on the Mad Dog channel. He destroys Howard's show as far as just any kind of interest in it. That will never be acknowledged. If I'm Pat McAfee, I go to Sirius and go, look at my views, look at Stern's. What does he get? The guy's a
Exactly.
punt, and he's, has 4 people working on his show.
But like everybody has told me from that show and from X show, is that they keep all those numbers close to the vest.
Oh, they're
Of course,
terrified.
the silent partner's going to keep him silent.
And apparently somebody who got fired not too long ago, I can't remember what show it was pulled into corporate and told, we're getting rid of your show. And the dude was like, but why? And they're like, well, your numbers really aren't where we'd like them to be. Your demographic really isn't there, and it's not really working for us. And the dude was like, well, show me what you're talking about.
Who
Show
is
me.
the guy, Monique? Who?
I
'Cause
really
maybe
wish I could tell
That's
you.
that's
but
everybody though. That's
not
Jason
really
Ellis.
sure I
That's Jenny
know.
McCarthy. That's how they
it's a guy. If you told me, then
It's
I
a
would know
person,
it.
guys.
And so anyway, he said, so show me, show me,
is it
show me
Barstool,
what it
Monique?
is. And they said, yeah, no, we're not going to show you, but, trust us when we tell you that according to the metrics, you're not really,
How you like
up to
that?
snuff. That's it. So they can lie to you all they want. They don't have to tell you anything. They don't have to tell
Exactly.
you dick. You just have to believe it
Covino
and
and
say,
Rich. Is that who it was?
it was not Covino and Rich.
Pat Dominic.
Pat Dominic?
Pat Dominic. Let me see.
He
If,
got fired.
hold on. Let me just look at my notes here and see.
Is it Pete? It's Pete Dominic, Two Master. It's not Pat.
Whatever.
Two Master knows all usually, but I think it's Pete Dominic.
Riley Martin. Well, listen here.
Beanie Mac.
Great company.
Wait,
Great
Black
company,
Guy,
yeah,
great.
but you talk about a merit-based system. Well,
No.
lack thereof.
Dude, it's totally on the honor system.
Honor
Literally.
system.
I know the honor. That's funny. The honor system.
Can you imagine turning in a time card and saying, I worked 80 hours this week, boss? Really? Show me how.
I think
I'm
Two
not going
Masters
to.
right. I
Here.
think it is that guy Pete Dominic. He was screaming about how they wouldn't tell him what his numbers were. I think he's
that-
absolutely right about
that
that.
could be right. I think that could be
I
right.
saw that somewhere.
And they said, no, too bad. You don't get to see it. That's it.
Wow. That's amazing. That is truly amazing.
This is what we tell you, and that's it. Okay. So curiously enough, after he, gave this glowing review to a man he knows nothing about and has never heard, so he
Correct.
hears that it's a good show. Bizarrely, he must have mentioned his sister Ellen at least 5 or 6 times today.
Yeah.
And he kept taking phone calls that were asking about Ellen. So I'm not really understanding what was going on exactly.
Well, I mean, you
The
can go
first-
6 years without hearing she exists. If you're a
So-
new listener to that show and you go, Howard is a sister? What? I've been listening for 10 years. I haven't heard of it. She will not come up in years,
No.
and years and years.
So-
Maybe less than his kids do.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. I don't know if you pulled it, but the whole Ellen references started after the phone call about the talking about his mother
Right.
and the phone call, that he didn't have time to tell Ellen what was going on. Like, literally did not have time to tell his own sister about their mother. Like if he had this real conversation with his mother, it's like, oh, that's for my mom to tell her. What? Like, literally, like, what type of slime are you? And that's when Ellen, and I think Ellen just kind of got stuck in his head because she probably got pissed off at him because,
I don't know. I got 3 Ellen
Yeah.
clips, and I think
Yeah, I
so.
think
One of
she's
them
pissed
kind
off
of
at her.
is just really basically about him saying that she doesn't bug him. So I'm gonna take that to believe that she doesn't ask him for money. And
knows
then
better.
about like their childhood together, and then Howard being usual vile him. So let me start with the first one, and we'll work our way.
Yeah, Monique Radio Gaga. Think about this. His sister's not even mentioned in private
No.
parts. His biography. How
No.
ridiculous is that?
Because
What
the
is he
biography is
doing?
completely
He's such
made
a-
up. That's
I
why.
hate him so much.
The biography is a work of fiction. I am actually shocked that it would be a nonfiction.
I
I'd
know,
actually like
we
to
know how
look that up.
bullcrap
I
it
wonder
is,
if it
but-
is.
it can't be
It's
anymore.
science fiction.
It's exactly.
It is.
Exactly.
We know
Taking
what
my question.
All right, Doug. Thank you. Yeah, my sister and I get along real well. I
Oh,
mean,
that
my
voice.
sister's cool. She doesn't. She's not envious of my success. I'm happy for her with her life, and it's just it's very very nice.
She's very proud of you.
Yeah, unlike the rest of my family, it shames me.
By the way,
On Monday.
That's right, black guy.
everybody in the chat, Monique, I think has a list somewhere on a file, on a document. Ellen is an actual employee of 112 Productions.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know how.
we-
I don't
we
know
Used
why,
to
but she
be. I think
is.
we discussed this yesterday.
Yeah,
Used to be.
she's getting paid by 112 for the pension plan. She's on one of the pension plans. So
Why take her off? What does that do?
no. She's getting paid. She's retired now.
Okay.
She's retired, so she got
I
her
think she got
payout.
like a 401k. I think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was his way of distributing his money without having to pay taxes.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
She has a very nice retirement.
Al Cervix in the mockery thread, I think, speaking for everybody in the chat, because that lip smacking thing he does makes you want to go on a multi-state killing spree.
I saw that.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty true. It's
It
pretty bad.
gets worse and worse with every show.
Those dentures just are not. They're not holding up well.
Oh, remember when he said this? G. Canada says, Wigatron says it's a mortal sin for parents to leave more to one child than the other. With all his money, he still wants half the inheritance.
I
That's
know,
exactly
I know.
right. He
Correct.
did say
He's
that.
competing with his sister over.
Still competing.
40
Well,
grand.
let's hear a little bit more about Ellen, shall we? Hang on a
Yeah,
second.
sure.
This one I thought was kind of curious because I think they have very skewed.
You see Rupert Pumpkin up there?
No, what did he
Ellen
say?
lives
What did
in
he say?
Squabble Public Housing.
Squabble public housing. So-
Could you imagine there was a project on 17 Squabble Lane, like on the beach? An actual, like Crown Heights project built on the
Exactly.
beach.
Covered with gigantic hedgerows so
That's
that
so
you couldn't
funny.
see around the bottom
That's so
of it.
funny.
You couldn't see the metal swing set.
Well,
Oh, wow.
Ellen, you know what I'll do? Ellen, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to move the Biltmore Library to the beach.
I
Next
chipped
time
my tooth on one of those fucking metal playground sets one time.
There is a ghetto part of the Hamptons. Anybody from the north side of the Hamptons is very, it's very wrong side, right side of the tracks.
The north
By the
side of the Hamptons. Isn't that like Shirley?
No, that's west of there.
Mastic-like-ish?
Mastic Shirley is west of there. That's probably the worst. Yeah,
It's the worst beachside area ever. It's like
picture a whole town of Kid Rocks.
Wow.
exactly,
That's what it is.
exactly
Wow,
what
that's
Shirley and Mastic
scary.
is like.
Man,
It's so
that's
gross. It's like you wouldn't even stop there for a sandwich. Really, it's just.
I mean, that's worse than going like to Bartow in Florida. That sounds pretty bad.
Where's that?
Bartow is in eastern Hillsborough County, and it's yeah,
It's Floritucky.
it's Floritucky. If you don't have a truck,
that's
you
funny.
ain't shit.
All right, let's hear more about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Here we go.
About stories.
My mother was very cognitive yesterday. My sister sees it differently than I do. She sees my dad as the one who was like really super kind and emotionally capable. But I don't know.
Interesting.
We definitely look at it differently. But
Every child is having a different experience.
Oh, I don't know why it stopped. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
It's all right. He's getting his lips are starting to really.
Every
go.
child is having a different experience, even with the
Yeah.
same parents in the same home.
whenever
Hey, can I ask you one more question real quick?
whenever my sister and I get together and we talk about it, I go, really? That was your perception? And then she goes, yeah. She goes, I don't believe your perception. It's
don't
very
believe it gets
interesting.
together.
I didn't believe
Yeah,
this
okay, maybe
conversation
we'll-
ever existed.
You know what? I bet you they did have that conversation at some point, just because
30 years ago.
Howard is so
1993.
Yeah.
Howard's so messed up about thinking the way that he does, and I can't imagine Ellen ever listening to the show and hearing what. And you know what? She was probably a daddy's girl. You know,
Oh,
a lot of
absolutely.
firstborn girls are. A lot of girls are. Period.
Right, period.
And for him to talk shit about his dad, I can't imagine Ellen not saying, "Howard, why would you say that about Dad yesterday?" You know what I mean? Like I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I could see her
How about
defending
we-
her daddy.
with Ellen, but even better, the fake childhood he's created since the 90s. I mean, everything he talks about now has been created since the 90s. All the drama, all the things
Beat
were
up by black
created.
kids, which were originally Polish. He was out of there by 9th grade, so he went to high school in a completely
that his
different
pa-
place.
Rock-
That his
Rockville
father
Center, which
ignored
is
him.
99%
All that's
white.
made up. All that's
Yep.
made up in the last 25 years. That's,
Yep.
that- I
Yes.
mean, that literally is new stuff.
Can we please do a show? It would be really simple too, because you just use the one video on Meet the Stearns, because they dispel all this BS. In
Oh,
that
and when they
video.
die, we're saving that for death.
Ah, come on. It
We
could
have to
be-
save it for
We
the
have
That
to-
death.
could
we
be
have to
100
save it.
years
That's
from now.
that's a death show.
It's a
That's
death.
death
It's
show.
our obituary.
Obituary.
It's our obituary for them. Well, unless we find out that one of them is really, really sick, then maybe we can do it while they're still alive. Because I guess
No,
they'll
no,
have
no, no.
more.
They have to be dead.
They have to be dead. Well, at
They
least
have to be
one
dead.
has to be dead.
No,
for
they
it
need
to
that's
work.
right.
both. They need both. They won't be long. Just both.
I don't know. He's 98 or 97. I mean,
But you know what happens. They're like dominoes. One goes the other.
no. I agree that that's what's going to happen. But I don't know if we can wait that long. I mean, I have it queued up and ready to go. It's
I mean, he's
just that
98 years old. I
we
mean,
just
how
didn't
much
get around
longer?
to it. All right. So finally, it's just putting a little bow tie on
Bow
Ellen.
tie.
Is
Oh,
to
yes.
is to talk about her. Well, I'll just let you hear it because
play
it's
it.
pretty gross. Hang on a second.
yesterday we were talking about the NFL playoffs. And
This has nothing to do with it. Just that I didn't.
oh no, this guy's calling in about my sister. What about my sister, Doug? What do you want to know?
Hey, I was wondering,
You know I suck at this, guys.
He's wondering what? What's he wondering about?
with all the stuff, first of all, I cannot believe I finally got through. Anyway, with all the stuff that you grew up with as far as getting beat up all the time and everything and living in the neighborhood that you lived in, did your sisters go through that as well?
Sisters. He doesn't even know.
Now, my sister's 4 years older than me, and she had a pretty smooth,
She sailed right through.
yeah, you know, she didn't go through like she was in college by the time my community changed and became a racial hotbed of violence. So she didn't really get it that bad. She's a good woman, though. I was glad for her. I think it would have been very difficult, to say the least.
In other words, she's
So-
enough years
Well, that's
away
good.
from you where she can't dispel your lies.
Right.
She can't. You can't match school experiences because it's the 4 years where she can't. You know what I mean? Like she can't match the stories up.
Yeah,
She
it was
wasn't
still a
there.
good white neighborhood when she left
Yep.
for college.
Wait a
He's
minute,
the
I
only
thought-
one that got the.
Now I'm trying to think this out because they moved to a Jewish community, so it was Jewish on Jewish crime. I mean, was that Jewish on Jewish racial
It's just
crime?
white, Dennis. It's Jewish. It's everything. It's not just if you look up the Rockville
No, it's not
Center
Jewish.
demographics.
Rockville Center. I have
Which I do all the
two
time.
really good girlfriends who live there. Neither of them are Jewish.
Tons of celebrities come out of that high school. Tons.
Out of
Amy
Rockville
Schumer,
Placenta.
Ted Demme, David Tell, Amy Schumer, Billy Donovan. I mean, there's got to be at least 10, 12
I
people.
remember him talking. There was more Jewish people when he moved, though.
That might be what he said, Dennis, but it's
I
not.
I think it was the
it's
Jewish
not
exodus,
Roslyn,
and they all went
you know,
there.
it's-
But
there's
it's
something
not.
there.
Yeah, but it's not Jewish per se. It's not like
Per se, yeah,
5
but still.
towns.
a great
you know.
neck.
Are you
Great
saying
Neck,
there's no
Hewlett,
bad Dreidel
Woodmere.
games gone wrong?
Let me finish the clip. Hang on.
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
wondering,
pretty-
Man, it's
maybe,
different for girls
like,
than
does
it
she
is
have
for
to protect
boys.
you? 'Cause
Yeah.
Wow.
Like a lot of the dudes in
I was
Roosevelt
wondering
might have dug my
if you got
sister.
beat
You
up
know,
by
she
girls.
was
Sure, they'd have dated her.
she was blonde and yeah, she was kind of a hottie. So yeah, they might have gone for her. She might
does
have
she
had a
have big
different
tits like your
experience.
mom?
Yeah, my sister's got beautiful tits.
Oh,
What a
bye.
question that.
Yeah, very attractive, very nice tits.
Titties.
Well,
My sister's a C cup. I don't think she'd mind me telling that. I think she's pretty proud of it. Got nice big titties.
How gross.
$4,000 a minute,
God.
people. That repartee.
Wow. Wow.
Have you ever heard of worse
What a
chemistry with him
douche.
and that caller?
Well, that is that. First of all, the caller his desk is too much noise near his desk in the back room, and I mean that is the most vile. I mean seriously, that's just vile. I mean,
Speaking of fake callers, Dennis, how many callers do you think they shoot away trying to poke around about Tucker Carlson and Jimmy Dore?
They're not,
not
taking
many.
any calls.
I
This
don't
is all
think-
fake.
Yeah, there's no one calling.
When
in.
they do answer the phone, how many times do you think they just
They don't
no,
even-
no,
Of the-
we're not
5
talking
people
about
that listen. I mean,
Oh no, I
can
could see that happening though. You're exactly right, Johnny. I
I
could
know I'm
see like 50 people calling saying, "Yeah, I want to talk about Tucker."
Yep. And then the
Yeah, sorry, not
screener
talking about
has-
that today.
The screener's
Click.
been trained to give him that line. Exactly right. There's no
Yeah.
way they didn't get pummeled with that. That's the call.
Absolutely.
You really think that's the call they're getting? No, you're right. It's office people, but that's not the calls they're getting.
No, but this one coming up, this Michelle fake caller,
I heard this.
call me crazy, but I
Oh, you're
can't-
crazy.
I know that. Okay, but tell me that this voice doesn't say, Xavier. You know the way we listen
Yes.
to those YouTube videos of how the guys call back the people like in Sri Lanka who are trying to like steal
scammers?
money from
Yeah.
them, and they always can like manipulate their voices so they sound like girls or old
totally.
ladies.
Yeah.
So tell me if this doesn't sound like
All they're doing is using GarageBand.
well,
They
but
just
listen to
pitch
this
their-
voice though, and then listen to the
for it.
conversation. And he had to take this call. He's so busy getting ready for Johnny Knoxville, but this
Johnny
was the
Knoxville.
call he had to take. Okay, so hang on, let me play it for you. Hopefully it'll come right up.
Hey now. Hey now. All right, I got a lot to get to before I get to Johnny Knoxville, so let me do this quick. One more call from Michelle out in California. What
Listen
can I
to
do
this
for you,
voice.
Michelle?
Hey, Nat.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Howard. I need your help. So
100%.
I am a long-time
Fake.
listener. My brother is the reason for that. I've been listening to you since I'm a little kid. I grew up on Long Island. I live in California now, as you said. My brother's in Florida.
that doesn't
We
sound
used to
fake.
spend hours on the phone
100%.
talking about
100%.
you.
You know what it sounds like? Remember when
and he won't talk
Hold
to
on,
you
hold on,
anymore
hold on.
because I did.
What?
when Billy West pranked Gary as a girl? It's exactly
it's-
like that.
It's 100% fake.
Yeah,
Right?
You're
that's
so
right
right.
through a
They're not
computer.
even
That is
trying.
real bad. Wow.
Well, listen what she wants to ask him about. The
Yes.
clip is almost done. Just hang on.
date non-Jewish men, and I miss him. And I know
Wait,
he's
hang on,
listening
let me go back.
anymore because I date non-Jewish men, and I miss him. And I know he's listening now, but he won't talk to me. And I was hoping maybe you had some advice for us.
Okay,
Oh
that's
my God.
that's what she wanted to talk
I mean,
about.
everything about this is so staged and fake. Like, who wakes up in the morning and goes, you know what? I need advice. Let me call the creepy 68-year-old disc jockey that's on a service that no one listens to.
Dennis, that's exactly
sounds like
what
Cookie
this
Puss.
is. Right? That's exactly what you have to do this. You got to wake up and say, "I've got to call Howard about Jews dating non-Jews."
Exactly, and my brother being mad at me for it.
Right.
Two Master, by the way. Rachel Butera, anyone? Is that one of her characters? Doesn't she do something on the?
Oh, she got canceled like 2 years ago and hasn't been on the show since. I have no idea.
Are you sure about that?
She's done.
Yeah, she's done.
Let's poke her. Yeah,
Totally.
right.
Callers calling from Tiger Lily's best follower, Carvel.
Helium.
Do you know Carvel actually follows me? It was like my proudest moment.
Really?
Yes.
You know what? But they don't follow Bon Jovial. You
know. Too soon.
Too soon.
That totally sounds like a 60-minute segment with a mobster in the sky.
Yeah, we had those guys whacked and put it in
And then Jimmy gave me the gun. He told me to go hide it in the bread. So that was...
And then he said, "I'm gonna get the papers. Get the papers."
and then we hit the TWA terminal. And then
This chick makes.
Fudgy the Whale is pissed.
Dude, this is such a lame bit.
She makes Jennifer Tilly sound like Nicole Bass.
You see this kid? You recognize this kid? One more letter goes to this kid's house. In the fucking oven you go.
Yeah, so talking about your fake
The whale got me.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Was Carvel...
Mr. Whisker should send him a
Is Carvel New York? You about to say, Monique?
Is Carvel like East Coast based?
That's what I was thinking.
It is East Coast based.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you know Carvel, Beanie, in Chicago?
I think they might have gone to
It happened in Florida now too, so.
You know what? They kind of combined with somebody else, like Taco Bell or some shit. Somebody bought them, and I think they took them national. But for the longest time, it was just Old Man Carvel, you know, and he had the personality of like.
Oh my God!
Tom Carvel.
Still, literally.
Fudgy the Whale.
Still, G Canada, let it go. Just let it go, dude.
What's he saying?
Oh, he knows.
Just let
he
that
knows
go.
It from Stern.
Let
Beanie
that
Mac
go.
only knows Carvel from Stern.
I could not
That's
go to the Shuley show.
We have such.
Everybody's still picking on Dennis for not.
Leave that alone, dude.
I love that. I love how shit carries over from other shows, like on a consistent basis. It makes me chuckle so hard. I just love it.
He changed the show date. I could not go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally what happened.
He went to see Pirates of the Penzance instead. That's what he was doing.
Oh, God. That is not true. I went to a nice dinner party.
Yeah, sure. Dennis promised he'd be at the Shirley show. There is no Carvel in Chicago, just so you know. That's what Beanie Mac says. Okay, so going on to our next clip.
2 hours later.
2 hours later. So I only have, you'll be happy to know, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 more clips, and then the one about...
only 4 more?
Yeah, I know it takes us forever to get through this stuff, but I'm moving along.
And then one from 1975? What?
This is moving. This is moving. This is good. Okay, so just be quiet, all of you. You all suck.
I didn't say that.
For once.
Don't lump me in with those two.
Miscreants.
Today, you just can't do that.
Usurpers.
Okay, we get a ton of letters here. When I say letters, not the old-fashioned snail mail anymore, but we do get a lot of texts.
We get letters.
Text.
Emails.
Text. Emails.
You know, DMs.
DMs. No. No.
Yesterday, we were talking about the NFL playoffs.
Ooh, that was me.
And, oh no, this guy's calling in about my sister. What about my sister, Doug? What do you want to know?
Hey, I was wondering, with all the stuff, first of all, I cannot believe I finally got through. Anyway, with all the stuff that you grew up with as far as getting beat up all the time and everything.
Oh, did we heard that, didn't we?
I get fax. Yeah, we did.
I think we did.
He gets faxes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
He gets faxes. I think it was said in the listening thread that one of the threads that, you know, yeah, in the old age home, the lady sits down, she puts pen to paper, then, you know, folds it up,
licks the envelope,
and then sends it off to the Stern Show overnight mail so you can get it today.
Well, listen what he said. Letters. We don't really get letters, but we get texts, Nobody texts unless they have somebody's personal phone number.
Right.
Nobody DMs unless
get
you follow them
anything.
or allow them to follow you back.
Yes.
And then nobody really emails unless somebody listens to Fred at the end of the show and decides to do it. But so many times he'll read these emails and they sound like they were made in the back room.
Well,
I mean, they're all
99.99% of all on-air personalities now just read people's tweets.
Can I make a confession? I got an email read once.
That's
And of course, Howard can't because he's got it. Doesn't he have comments turned off?
Yes,
he does.
So the number one way of communicating with him is no longer available to his public.
There is no way to communicate with him.
There is
It's
no.
okay.
So this
And
is
he's fine with it.
all made up.
all made up.
I got a confession to make. I
Go
had
ahead.
an email read by them in 2005 by Howard.
I had.
He didn't say my name. He didn't say my name. He just read the email, and it was about already going on Conan. So I will try to find that, and I will bring it tomorrow.
I had a tweet read by them when I said Mamet looked like a 15-year-old lesbian.
Oh, did you really? What?
Yes, I did.
This is 2018.
Ish. Yeah, when they
Okay.
still cared about what people said about them on
Yep.
tweets, but they don't care anymore because the boy in the plastic bubble needs not know what people talk about. All right, I have another one that says we get letters. Let me just see what this was really quickly so I can.
We get letters.
We get your letters
Know that.
every day.
The Bengals and the Chiefs, of course, both advanced to the AFC Conference Championship, where they will, of course, go against each other head to head. They'll play each other for a spot in the Super Bowl. JD and Richard yesterday got stakes in the game. If JD's Bengals win, then Richard has to burn his Chris Jones jersey and his beloved Kansas City Chiefs hat, which he's had for 20 years. If Richard's Chiefs win, then JD has to let Richard stare at his penis for 60 seconds. And the fans are loving this bet. They like it.
No.
I think it's hilarious. Richard chose to look at JD's cock for the bet. He didn't hesitate for even a nanosecond. He just instinctively went with looking at it.
He knows what the boss loves.
Oh, man, I can't wait for the cock-gazing event after the Chiefs beat the Bengals on Sunday.
Who would write these? See, this is what I mean. Who
Yep.
writes that?
Yep.
That was Case and
He
Chaplin.
does.
Case and Chaplin wrote that.
Was that Mike Trainer?
I'll give it to Blit.
Yeah.
I'll
John
go with
Blit.
Blit.
Yeah, right. Oh,
Nobody's
Howard,
writing that.
Let's
Nobody.
mispronounce Bengals.
He keeps
and
on
call
saying the
them
Bengals.
Bengals.
I know.
Howard
Bengals.
doesn't know
Yes,
any-
play
You got
like
him,
an
Howard.
Egyptian.
You don't know how to pronounce the name. You got him. They're embarrassed.
Howard thinks that Susanna Hoff plays for the Bengals.
Exactly. Okay, so this is a really, really creepy clip, and I can't even really listen to it myself. So,
Oh, so you're
I'm-
playing it.
yes, I'm gonna play it for you because I do these things for you.
Gee, thanks.
And it was really just to kind of highlight out that high pitch Eric, when he wants to talk like a normal human being actually can. So the backstory to this, as if you need one, is that Debbie, the CUM lady, is doing a recording of her like playing with herself or something, and he
Oh,
gets really
God.
turned on. So they recorded him actually jacking off in the
Oh,
bathroom.
God.
And listen, okay, I had to listen to this, so you have to listen to this.
So
That's
much
all I'm
happier
gonna
having
say.
my teeth drilled.
It's so true. It's so creepy when high pitch talks normal. It's it almost sounds like a weird like serial killer movie kind of voice.
Yep.
And so that's why I recorded it, and it's really, really horrible. So, well, so enjoy. That's all I got to say.
Thanks. You shouldn't
Enjoy. Here we go. It's really horrible, actually.
All right, I'm going to the bathroom stall. I'm about to come.
I didn't do a lot of
Oh,
it. Just
because I
now.
couldn't hold it in. Debbie. Oh my God, Debbie. You have to send those videos. I'm about to come. Oh, Debbie. Debbie. Oh my God, those tit videos where you wanted me to come on your tits. Oh my God.
Is it over?
I cut.
It's
I
almost
just
similar to
stopped
that
it.
Eric the Midget prank call he did.
Hey, it's KC. Nice. How many touchdowns did the A's make? Nice.
Wow.
Let me put Gary on the phone.
High pitch gunk in the night.
Oh, that was. Oh my God, that was vile on so many levels.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Oh.
I just had a little vomit come up.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, I had a little vomit come up.
Yeah.
I could almost hear Bjork in the background.
You know what? Oh my God, that's so true. In another world, with just one DNA splice off, he definitely could have been that person. Like, seriously.
What does ASMR stand for? I keep seeing that. What is it's an
ASMR?
acronym?
Okay, Xavier knows how to do it. Why don't you do a little for us?
Do what?
A little ASMR. You know you do. You know how to do that.
I can't. Not today.
Not today.
Not today. It's basically when you.
I tried to, but I can't. Not right now.
Yeah, not right now.
A little under the weather.
It's kind of when you do like this.
I know what I do. I just can't do it.
If you put yourself very, very close to the mic and you start talking.
Okay.
And breathing a little bit like this and just talking like this. And letting people hear every little bit of
I have a headache.
tongue talking and your lips moving.
Stop it. No blood pressure.
Oh.
Leave it to Melvin. Autonomous sensory meridian response. Of course it's that. Oh my God. Tip of my tongue.
Duh.
Of course it's that.
Don't you know that?
It is autonomous sensory meridian response. Okay, I thought I couldn't. I got the meridian part wrong. Everything else.
High pitch is terrifying to me. He really is a deviant freak. Yeah, he is terrifying, actually.
Mr. Whiskers.
Yeah, NPR voice, right?
It totally.
Terry Gross.
I want Mr. Whiskers ASMR. Oh my God, can you do it as Whiskers, babe?
I hate you.
I'm gonna have to do it at Whiskers. You can't do it as Whiskers. You can't do your normal deep voice as you know. It's so funny. Sometimes I'll talk to Xavier and he'll just randomly go into something Whiskers and then go back to his normal, like unnaturally deep voice, and it's just it's jarring.
Nice.
It's jarring. Okay.
What kind of show is this?
Okay, so Justin, one of our listeners, who I'm shocked is not here tonight, Justin
Luhu.
Justin Lukashevitz, Justin Lukashevitz.
Lukashevitz.
So he's like, hey, I took from what you did and I made you a little video clip of Howard on the Johnny Knoxville segment because it was really disgusting to me. So I just added it kind of last minute so that you guys could hear how he was talking to Johnny. So hopefully you can hear this and let's see how it came out. But thank you for sending it, Justin. It's coming.
Yeah. Oh, nothing funnier than wedgies. It's the best. It's the best. See that fucking fabric going up some guy's ass with the balls and everything. It's just great. All right, Johnny.
What?
You heard.
What?
Can I play that for you again?
No.
Come on, it's the wedgies. It's the wedgies.
I'm good.
No, please no.
Oh, nothing funnier than wedgies. It's the best. It's the best. See that fucking fabric going up some guy's ass with the balls and everything. It's just great. All right, Johnny.
Okay.
Jesus.
Right?
Wow, that is 112% straight, man. 112%.
Yeah.
No homo.
No homo there.
No
homo.
No.
No homo.
Evolved.
Yes.
At this point,
evolved
honestly,
man.
serious question. Do you think his parents know that he is in the closet?
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's definitely.
And they would probably be. It seemed like they would be totally cool with it.
No, because maybe it's in the back of his mind. But when they were younger, she used to talk about his cousin, that died broke, and without his business. That he was
Stacy.
Stacy. He's a fagula. That's what he. This is a long time ago. He said that. That's what his mother would say, even though they would be very nice to him. And so I think that sticks in the back of his mind. I honestly do.
Oh, you changed your name. I forgot to Beth's lowly assistant. It's so funny when he sent it to me. He didn't realize that he was also texting with somebody at the same time. So like his text popped up and like his response to it and everything. I'm like, okay, well, I'm obviously not going to show that on the clip. And it was just kind of like a weird thing. Ah, Jesus. Okay, yes, Bon Jovial. Can I
really?
interject with something real briefly? Yes.
It's Mike Walker.
Yes, sir. What do you want?
I was gonna write it.
Howard doesn't like sports,
Okay.
and he and his friends jerk each other off in the backyard. I don't know. I don't know.
You know, Beanie Mac
Okay.
brings up a
Maybe
good
he's a
point.
regular.
What?
Do you think that
Wow.
the whole genesis of him getting that Playboy subscription was probably due to Howard having a propensity to looking at little boys' crotches?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bon Jovial needs to tell us, so tagging onto what Monique said 10 minutes ago about how she loves how stuff happens and carries on from show to show, this thread was made yesterday. Rude. What was? What is he talking about?
We're copying and pasting.
Wow.
A thread
Jovial
from
fun
yesterday.
fact, a front wedgie is called a Melvin, thus my name.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's gotta hurt though, guys. No?
Yes.
Bitch, did you guys ever get like...
No.
No, absolutely not.
You see,
What
you
the
see,
hell?
you see Sizzle Chest up there?
Did you see
Excluding.
the Melvin thread
Yes.
from yesterday?
Bon is under house arrest because he went outside wearing only 3 masks. Barnaby Joyce.
G Canada says, Marianne, I just unfollowed you. Ponderous in Melbourne. So Bon Jovial, Melvin made a thread yesterday saying dental issues mega thread, excluding Bon Jovial. Everyone please post and comment on past, present, and future dental issues. Thanks all. Note how me, Jackie Chair, we all appreciated this, just so that you know.
The whole
Yeah,
Playboy.
oh, yeah,
Guys
I liked
appreciated
it.
Howard's parents got him Playboy because they feared he was gay. Anybody else
Absolutely.
in chat? Have your parents buy you Playboy?
Totally makes sense. That was like
you
the gay
claim or
conversion back
abused as a
then.
kid? Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that ever happened. I mean,
Okay,
listen.
Mo, is the show over? What are we doing here?
What?
I don't know.
Why you gotta go?
What are we doing here?
Oh, well, I'm going on to my last clip, and this is one Johnny sent me
what
about
the-
Jason
the
Ellis.
hell?
That's Jason Ellis.
This explains the state of Sirius and why shows can't get and why real radio shows can't. Howard won't allow it, and this is why.
Yes,
what
this
happened
is
to-
Jason Ellis. Doesn't it look like his dog has tattoos too? It's like in a weird
It
way.
does.
Probably.
Only a dick like that would do something like this. Okay, so let's listen a little bit to this. It's a classic Johnny clip because it's 2 minutes and 23 seconds, so we'll break it up a little bit, but let's hear it.
No, it's
Oh shit, we can't hear it. Hold on, I gotta go back. I don't know how to go back. All right, here we go. Hang on.
We're gonna go. I want to go back to all the skate shit for sure. But we had touched on you having your radio show at Sirius and all that stuff. I don't even know if you could talk about it, but I'm so interested in like how that came to be and like what even happened. Like, cause
how I got fired.
I heard. Well, I heard on
let go. What? I don't care.
No, what I heard on Sirius, like you were like right behind Howard
Yeah,
Stern. You were like big over there.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah. So what the fuck?
Yeah, they ran out of money. So I don't even know if I don't care.
Well, how did you even get even there in the first
Well, that's
place?
why I was, it's like a
Monique.
two-parter right there.
Well, I got let go. Myself and Jenny McCarthy got.
It's really hard to stop and start.
No,
on
never
these
mind.
type of
Okay, I was
clips.
gonna say this is the first time he's divulged. He's
No, I think
danced
he did
around
talk about it. Yeah,
he's
he has
danced
danced
around
around
it on other shows. It's the first time he's blurted out that Howard took all the money,
Okay, so he said it was me and Jenny McCarthy, just so that we're up
which
to snuff.
I said a million times and nobody believed me. I was like, oh,
Got let go at the same time. So I was told that there was a certain amount of money that certain people made that could no longer make that money because of the money they gave to Howard.
Oh wow.
So and the pandemic made people not buy cars, so they were taking a huge hit. So they were cutting the fat, and they were like, you know what? We can cut these, and get these other people for cheaper, and we'll do that. So it was like nothing personal, just business. And I've been with them for 15 years, so I'd already been through the gauntlet. This was not a big. It was a big surprise to me, and I was in shock because I was like, I don't know I had no plan.
Right.
I was paid to not listen to you guys, to not be involved in podcasting. Because if I ever did put my finger in it, it was very obvious that they were not trying to keep up.
Yeah.
And that would, as a skateboarder, I wanted to be you guys because I'm like, dude, everyone has video and edit. Like,
Is that pretty much it?
That's good enough. He just goes on to say Tony Hawk is the one who got him into Sirius, and It's they. I mean, that says.
This will never end. Just gonna say this will never ever end. Okay.
Jason Ellis is Bon Jovi with a skateboard. And this is why you can't get a real show, and they won't show him the numbers, and they just let you go, and all that money went to Howard, and they cleared it. I think the sports shows are immune to, but does anybody know the drama behind Barstool and their negotiations? How that went down? Has Portnoy really explained what they wouldn't give them? And
he thought that they were worth more money than Howard. They were driving,
easily.
They were
they
driving
are, though.
quadruple the amount of listeners.
If not more.
If not more. He has a whole panoply of people that do shows for him.
Panoply.
And they deserve to have more money.
I heard you have a panoply of Ryobi products. Is that true?
Yes.
Well, it's interesting that he confirms what we've been talking about the whole time, that basically his listeners equal free subscriptions with new cars.
Yes, everything we said is
now that
spot
there's
on.
a supply chain issue
But that
with
makes
cars,
sense that they would be hurting last year.
All of a sudden, those fake new subscribers aren't there anymore.
The churn, because that's how they survive, with churn.
String of panoplies.
Yes. Classic sizzle chest.
Classic sizzle chest. Channeling the honeymooners. So apparently, we're gonna end off this show with some thoughts from Amanda Pete to
Armanda
Pete.
And again, I wouldn't have found this Instagram if it wasn't for Dennis posting the Beth's Instagram of her and Betty White. Was it Betty? No, I'm sorry. No, Howard's birthday. Howard's birthday cake. I'm sorry.
Oh, right. That she was on day 6 of being the only person that RadioGunk word of the day. Thank you, panoply. Learn to pronounce a complete impressive collection of things. Yes.
So somebody on the Deppening last week used recalcitrant. And we
recalcitrant.
Mackerel.
We're obsessed with it.
Who did that?
It was MVDV.
I need to know them.
Melissa van de Voigt. She's from the Netherlands. She's a Deppening head from the Netherlands.
I love that you have Dep heads. I do. I think that's amazing. It's a perfectly cromulent word.
We bring you guys up all the time during that.
I cannot wait to listen to the next show. I saw that you did a tweet on it yesterday. Was there some issues with copyrights and stuff?
No. Oh no, you mean the Jump Street one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jump Street one was such a colossal pain in the ass. We initially did it, and we stopped it every 10 seconds thinking, and the copyright Nazis, you can't, the Advent and FilmRise, I had to create a slideshow of every slide from the episode. It was a Christmas episode, so we were doing, it was our excuse to talk about Jump Street, and Sara masterfully put together this
slideshow is a good way to do it.
Yeah, the slideshow with the ones I made. And
that's what a lot of people do these days.
It must have taken her 4 hours to do. It was horrible.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
So
that's why we
tedious.
do these things live now, because it's just so much work to actually pull something together that makes sense for the YT gods. But let's see what Armanda Pete had to say about our favorite girl. So again, there she is eating her husband's birthday cake.
And look who likes her first, always on the bottom. Look who it is, Jessica Seinfeld.
Of course.
Every time.
I remember on the set of Whipped, the sounds of you throwing up in the bar's ladies' room as I stole Brian Van Holt from you like I was Winona Ryder at Barney's. By the way, do you think Winona and your felon father have matching ankle bracelets? And did Wigward ask your dad to pre-distress or bedazzle his house arrest ankle bracelet? I also remember you told me, hold on a second.
Yeah, it cuts off.
I also remember you told me the Whip producers were that you were an English major when we were forced to give you an earpiece for 3 lines because you couldn't get through Sharpie written cue cards. Not mentioning cutting 90% of your scenes because we haven't seen acting that bad since Howard on the Larry Sanders Show. Ouchie. Ouchie, everybody.
Mandy P.
Wow, that's
brilliant.
Scorchers.
That was brutal.
By the way, I went back and I had a suspicion. Howard's new thing now is So a year ago, he comes back from January, no guests for a month, just like this. Comes back with Kevin Hart in the exact same way he does this with Johnny Knoxville. So this is his new thing. He comes back and thinks he doesn't have a guest for a month straight, and I guess that's his groove in to Marcy. This is exactly like last year.
Yeah, and so now he's not going to have anybody on. We should actually start doing a running tally of who the late night hosts have on
that week. I know.
In New York City and in California, because it doesn't really matter because they're all Zoom calls anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So they could be anywhere. When's the next big movie coming out?
Jackass comes out in a couple of weeks, right?
Who?
Isn't Jackass coming out in a
That's
couple
the
weeks?
big movie.
No,
we already covered that. Silly.
They're re-releasing a horror movie. What was it? What the hell was it?
Scream.
Scream's coming back out.
Scream was last week.
That was last week.
Oh, that's right.
But still, still
stupid.
I still can't
I
take theater
don't
releases
follow it.
seriously. I can't embrace it anymore. I'm like off the, and that's bad. I used to go every week.
It's great. It's good to go to movie theaters.
I went to see Spider-Man. I love being in the theater. Not gonna lie.
Wow, it's almost $1 billion. That's
No, it's
wait,
a
I'm sorry.
billion and a half right now.
That's because of
$1.5 billion.
Howard's promotion,
Jesus.
Dennis, and all the great guests he had on from the Spider-Man
All right,
movie
so-
in the last two.
He had all of them on: Zendaya, Tom Holland, everyone.
Moonfall. All right, Moonfall is coming out February 4th.
So that's James Bond. Okay, I would go see that.
Marry Me.
Well, the
I don't know what that
multiverse
is.
movie's going to be pretty bad.
Death on the Nile. Black Light. That's a horror movie, I think, right?
I don't know.
Uncharted, Dog. Those are the
Pass.
February movies. Yeah.
Pass.
So.
Oh, Miss Beaverhausen says that Bring Back Jackie on Twitter has been tagging in.
Yeah, Beaverhausen's right. Bring Back Jackie is on
who's
that
on the
all the
late
time.
night show. It's to Gary. Well, of course. I mean, he abuses Gary all day long. He's actually worse than Howard could possibly be.
No, Moonfall's when Piece of the Moon's going to come hit the Earth.
He discovered Zendaya.
So it's like it's that movie that Bruce Willis is in redone basically.
The Batman is coming out, right?
The Batman.
Doctor Strange and
nobody
the
will be on for
Batman.
that.
That's the next two
Batman.
flicks for me.
The
That's
Batman.
gonna be like in May, right? Because that can't be anytime.
It's a
soon.
while, but you know what's going to come out this year that I'm really looking forward to seeing? Top Gun. That I would see in the movie theater as well.
Top Gun.
That's right. I am dangerous.
All right, I think we're done with our show for tonight, my friends.
Oh my God! Really? Only
Yes,
an hour and
it's
a half.
it's a Tuesday night. We did an hour and a half, and that was a lot of clips, but we got through them nice and easily. So last night, actually, it was very funny because I couldn't even get the outro to play, and we just kept coming back.
It was
and
great.
saying, we can't get the stupid outro, but for sure tonight, I am doing the outro. So good night. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forums section. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that you know when we're going to have a new show. Thanks.